Lyndon Baines Johnston was born on a farm near Stonewall, Texas, on the 27th of August, 1908. His parents were Samuel Ely Johnston, Jr. and Rebecca Baines Johnston. Johnston was the firstborn of the 5 children his parents had. His siblings were Rebecca, born in 1910, Josepha, born 1912, Sam Houston, born 1914, and Lucia, born 1916. Samuel Johnston, Jr. received a teaching certificate and taught school. In 1904, he was elected to the state legislature as a representative of the 87th District. He served in 6 different legislature terms from the 29th to the 38th. Samuel Johnston, Jr. was responsible for several important bills, including the Alamo Purchase Bill and a bill to help the drought-stricken farms of Texas. 2 years before Johnston was born, Samuel Johnston, Jr. lost a majority of his cotton, leaving him greatly in debt. He worked in real estate to make up for the cotton. However, the family often struggled with financial need as Johnston was growing up. Once the family moved to Johnson City, they were seen as one of the more prominent families in the community. He became well known for his ambition and politically savvy decisions. Samuel Johnston, Jr. suffered heart attacks in the mid-1930s, which are believed to have led to his death later on. Johnston's mother also held a political background, which may have been how she met Samuel Johnston, Jr. While she herself did not participate in politics, this would have been unheard of in those days. Her father was a representative of the state legislature. Her mother was also related to one of the very first men in the Congress of Texas. Her grandfather was a Baptist leader throughout Texas during the Civil War and was also president of Baylor University for a time. Rebecca graduated from Baylor University and taught school until she married Samuel Johnston, Jr. Johnston's family was described as being distinctive. Johnston's mother was said to be a gentle woman, his father to be a swell dresser. When Johnston was born, his parents had hoped that he would rise above where they had come from. They put their ambitions and hopes upon his shoulders. Humorously, the 2 new parents had trouble deciding on a name, perhaps as a result of their high hopes for their son. Samuel would call the names his wife suggested Sissy, or say that it reminded him of an annoying child he had known in school. Their new baby was almost 3 months old before he was named. One morning in November, Johnston was born in August, Rebecca refused to prepare breakfast until they came to a decision. Samuel began suggesting names of lawyers or relatives he knew. They finally settled on Lyndon after W.C. Lyndon, a lawyer friend. His middle name was selected from Rebecca's side of the family. Photographs, being a new thing during this time, amazed the 2 parents. When they had one taken of their boy, they were amazed at how the photograph that had been taken so resembled their child. Johnston was praised as being a gifted child and displayed his intelligence through his quick learning. He knew the alphabet by 2, had memorized famous poems by 3, and could read and spell by age 4. Johnston later remembers his young childhood fondly, as his parents always showered him with praise for his intelligence. As with all only children, the birth of further siblings was quite displacing. This displacement was even more obvious because Johnston had been so favored with attention. As his younger siblings were born, Johnston felt the lack of attention and began running away from home in 1912, when he was only 4 years old. This got his parents' attention, as they worried that he had been injured. Sometimes Johnston would continue hiding even when his parents were calling him, and he could hear his mother crying.